Back. Welcome back. You man Diamond K in here. VERZUZ. Did they expect us to pay for did they expect us to pay for that? Uh you know, a lot of things a lot of things that I saw tonight. We're gonna talk about that. And of course you can let me know your thoughts. We saw a versus between Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild. Anthony Hamilton, Musiq Soulchild. Uh, wow. There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack here. Of course, this is the Diamond K Show on Fire Television, also on YouTube. Valentine's Day is over, right? But VERZUZ tonight brought the love. VERZUZ brought the love. R&B legends. I'm going to call them legends because that is what they are. R&B legends. Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild faced off in a live battle. During VERZUZ. Now, I'm going to say this. We had some VERZUZ. VERZUZ has been around since the pandemic. And in some instances, early on, the artists got to sit at home, sit in the studio, wherever they were at, and play their songs. Play the actual songs, on IG Live. And this is one of those times where I wish that they had just been playing the songs on IG Live. Wow. All right. So we're talking about Anthony Hamilton, Musiq Soulchild. There's a lot going on here. Okay. So VERZUZ initially wanted fans that were not able to watch this in the building. They wanted fans to pay for that. The battle that we just saw, the folks over at VERZUZ and Trilla, understand this. They are heading to that. They rolling out all these multiple cameras, big venues, multiple guests, bands, and all that kind of stuff. They're heading towards a pay model. Like, they want you to subscribe and pay a fee, and if you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to see it. That's where this is going. Now, they tried to roll that out on this Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild VERZUZ. They tried to do that. Here's what happened. They got so much backlash. That Swiss Beats had to come up with some lame. I was out of town. It was a mistake. We weren't trying to charge y'all for it. Yeah, because the backlash was so bad. So they tried to roll it out for season 3, first VERZUZ of 2022. Y'all going to pay for this one, right? That's what they thought. This was something they said on the flyer for premium access and Trilla VERZUZ Pass subscribers. That was a pay thing. And the reaction on social media was so intense that they said, okay, we're going to go back to, you can watch it free like we've been doing. Now, if they give you that Beyonce versus, I don't know, Mariah or Janet or I don't know, some big name, right? Drake and, I don't know, Kanye or Jay-Z, Nas, if they give you one of those, y'all going to probably have to pay for that one. I say y'all like I'm not going to pay for it too. Of course. So big records between Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild. Big records. Now, did I say that originally this battle was going to be available via subscription only? But like I said, quickly they came to realize, as popular as VERZUZ is, trying to do this Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild battle for pay, and we're not live in the building, I did not think that was going to happen. But this happened Los Angeles, Avalon in Hollywood, and it was interesting. We got to reminisce on a lot of great music. And some good music, some great music. Now, when we talk about singers, whoa, the live stage can expose a singer and a rapper, but definitely expose a singer. And Musiq Soulchild, let's start with Musiq Soulchild. Okay. Musiq Soulchild, me personally, I like Musiq Soulchild. Right? I like Musiq Soulchild. All right. Shout out to all the folks in Philly and all of that. But Musiq Soulchild, if you didn't know, was exposed. Okay. He didn't sound good at all. Now, he has great records. He does. Thank God for the studio. Thank God for auto-tune. Because if it was not for a studio producer auto-tuning Musiq Soulchild, we wouldn't even know who he is. Okay. But he's not the only singer that's like that. But being on stage, I mean, there were moments in time where I don't like, did he hear the music? Did he hear the tune? Talk about being off key. But he has great records, right? He has great records, and he wanted the crowd to help him out. Please, the crowd should have, got half of the check that whatever money that Musiq Soulchild made, half of it should go to the crowd because he leaned on the crowd real heavy. Now, Anthony Hamilton, of course, did he hit every note? No, he did not. But he sounded better than Musiq Soulchild. Of course, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We are talking about Anthony Hamilton, Musiq Soulchild. Now, Hamilton has won a Grammy. He's a Grammy award-winning artist. Musiq Soulchild has been nominated for a Grammy over a dozen times. So we're talking about quality R&B songs. And the brand of love R&B music that Soulchild and Hamilton make, they complement each other. I mean, I think it's like that. We're talking about that neo soul vibe, right? We're talking about that. So this was a perfect matchup on paper. On paper, this was a perfect matchup. But as with anything, it sounds good in the planning stage. It sounds good when you're in the gym, and then you get in the ring, and then you have to execute it. And when you get in the ring and you try to execute it, it does not always go according to plan. So Jack Thriller, he's the gentleman that had on the all red leather that was telling jokes. He is usually funny. I didn't think this was the right venue for his level of humor, and for the most part, he was not funny. But there was a certain type of ridiculing of Anthony Hamilton that he tried to do, and I know folks going to say this is VERZUZ. That's what they're supposed to do. I guess, you know what I mean. That did not really help Musiq Soulchild. It's not even on his brand. Like, that's not even his style to do that. It was just a very random thing. But of course, VERZUZ celebrating Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild. I did think that Buddy was the perfect ending to the night, and all in all, I'm sure that the fans that were live in attendance really enjoyed the show. There was a lot of, as I said, a lot of great records, a lot of songs that you remember from back in the day, and all of that. But I'm just baffled by the fact that we're dealing with inflation heavy, and VERZUZ expected us to pay for that battle. No. Now, you might can get us to pay for a battle. I'm not saying that, folks. You're gonna have a drop off of people that are gonna watch, right? You're gonna have a drop off of folks that are going to watch, but at the end of the day, it's got to be the right battle. Now, I will say this: Talking about Musiq Soulchild. Lucky Day came out there and ripped it. He sounded better than Musiq Soulchild. Okay. Lucky Day did his thing. The cameo that he had tonight, the Valentine's Day special of versus Anthony Hamilton versus Musiq Soulchild. But you know, I don't want to dump on the whole thing because we did hear some great records, and there were times where Musiq Soulchild was in his bag. That I really like when he does that. You know, that rap sing thing, that kind of poetry Philly feel, late 90s, early 2000 kind of vibe. That's what got him the deal. Now the falsetto and just regular singing records, they're great songs. He does not always execute them in the live environment, and that was hard on my ears at times. That was hard on my ears at times. You know, but I'm not going to lie. I do miss when music, talking about songs, talking about black R&B, felt like that. That was a good time. So you know, we're able to overlook, I guess, some of these things. Singing with the records, though. Okay, so if you remember when they were talking, you know, I guess it was the Locks. It was Jadakiss that was saying about people singing on the records, talking about Dipset singing on the records, rapping on the records. So there was a lot of singing over the vocals, and he still was messing up. But both people messed up. You know, I mean, it's a live show, so you're going to get issues from both sides. So nothing was perfect, but there were points in times when, I don't know, I think it was Eric Roberson came out. There were some really, really good moments. There were some good moments. But I gotta stay here. Like, Musiq Soulchild was off. Okay, he was off. But here's the thing: who won the battle? Right? Anthony Hamilton sonically sounded better, but Musiq Soulchild had better songs. Can we say that? The crowd reacted. And but when you take a real accounting, having a song like Love in your catalog, Musiq Soulchild, timeless. That's a timeless record. Musiq Soulchild has some timeless records. But you know, I don't know. Charlene's a good one too. So all in all, I suppose that the fans were the winners again. I mean, me myself, I would probably give it to Anthony Hamilton based on performance. I thought that he put together a better show. Of course, you got Jermaine Dupri behind the turntables. They ended the night well. And you know, but I gotta go back to Jack Thriller. And he said something. It is Black History Month. And he said that Anthony Hamilton looked like a runaway slave. I mean, he's a comedian, right? So I suppose that's you know, one of the things. Raheem Devon, Kevin Ross, Eric Roberson came out during Anthony Hamilton's set, and that was definitely one of the highlights of the evening. But you know, they have the kind of songs that make you want to sing along. But when you're at home and you got your phone, you know what I mean? You got your phone and you're on social media, you're gonna critique this. And there was a lot to critique. Man. But Jack Thriller should not have been on the stage, man. And I'm glad towards the end they did not let Jack Thriller get the mic. But you know, will you pay for VERZUZ? I think that you will. It's got to be the right matchup. And the mindset of switching to a pay model for 2022, I get it. Makes sense. They're spending a lot of money, but it's got to be the right matchup. And it's got to be the right matchup. And just so you know, this was not the right matchup. I did enjoy the show, though. I did. I did enjoy the show. Great music, and that's the thing. Great music, subpar performances. Wow. Now, could they have done the catalog different? Could they have rolled the playlist out differently? I don't know. I don't know if that really would have made a difference here. Anthony Hamilton did work in a lot. He has a recent album out. Got that in. Love is the New Black by Anthony Hamilton came out last fall. That is out there. Go check that out. Latest album by Musiq Soulchild is called So Beautiful. Came out 2019. And he dropped a couple of songs from that. You know, so some folks are saying that there was songs that they did not know. Okay, they're going to be songs that you don't know. Okay, going to be songs that you don't know. Shout out to JD, who has been pushing his vegan ice cream. Had on his sweatshirt, promoting that. Yali C says that Anthony's performance was amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's a soul singer, and he came out there and he sang the songs. Sang the songs. He's an old soul, and he does the thing. I thought, is he neo soul? I think he's neo soul. I think it's fair to say that he is neo soul. So when we talk about the best versus battle of all times, this is not gonna be in the conversation. This is not going to be in the conversation at all. At all. So I'm looking at some of the reactions to the pay model. A lot of folks are saying that they're not going to pay for verses. You don't know that. You just got to see something that you are willing to pay for. Now, what if I don't know. What if it's $5? Would you pay $5 for verses? Would you pay $5 to see verses? I think it depends on who you're watching. Who's on the lineup? Who's on the lineup? Speaking of the lineup, your man Diamond K in here. We're talking about Anthony Hamilton versus Musiq Soulchild. Now, when we talk about politics, politicians will get out there and they'll say something, and then they'll do what is commonly referred to as walking it back. Swizz Beatz clearing up rumors about the paywall. He walked it back. They announced that there would no longer be a free Instagram or social media stream for this event, and instructed fans to sign up for a Trillerverse pass. Now, the subscription for Trillerverse is $2.99 a month, so $3, or $29.99 for the year. We're not talking about a lot of money. We're talking about $30 for the year. Will you pay $30 for the year? I think that you will. But they're going to say, what are we going to get for it? What are we going to get for it? How much value, how much bang for our buck are we going to get? So that is the question. I have to say that folks are going to pay for it if it's done right. Yali C says, I think the best verses was the Osley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. So you are an old school player. I don't know if that was the best one. That was the one that Steve Harvey was talking over. Steve, I don't know. That was a good one, though. That was a good one. $2.99 a month or $29. Eventually, they're going to pull the hammer on this thing. This free model is not going to work forever. Okay, yeah, they rent a venue and then they charge for folks to get in the venue. That pays for that, but they got stream, they got sponsors. I mean, they got sponsors. Soraka's a sponsor, and I'm sure that they have others. You know, but they are probably going to be having battles every month. They didn't have one last month. True. They say they don't have many battles a month to pay for a subscription. I mean, the subscription is $3, $2.99. Yeah, can we afford $2.99? So today, Swiss Beats took the IG and he said to alleviate the stress that fans were going through with the alleged paywall. It wasn't alleged. That's what it is. That's the numbers. $2.99 a month, $29.99 for the year. According to Swiss Beats, nothing has changed. So he decided to try to get in front of this. See y'all right here tonight on Instagram versus who y'all rocking with. He wrote in a post on Instagram. You can also watch in HD on VERZUZTV.com. I was out of the country. Don't ask me who did it. It's fixed. Bless up. Love y'all. He was out of the country. You didn't have no internet. You didn't have your phone. You didn't have none of this stuff. The original announcement made last week, someone on the Versus team said that fans would have to cough up $3, and y'all went crazy. Y'all went crazy over this $3. But at the end of the day, we got to see it. It was free, and it was one of those things. So who won the battle? I go back and forth about this performance catalog. Now let's not act like Anthony Hamilton is just some bum on the streets and doesn't have any good songs, because he does have good songs, and he has a tour. He plugged the tour. He did everything that he was supposed to do. Plug the album, plug the tour. You got the Hamiltons out there as background singers. Got in some features. And he wore mustard leather pants. Okay. He wore mustard leather pants. You wear some mustard leather pants. Okay. You did your thing. So that was a lot. I just think that Anthony Hamilton had a better show. I think that he was off key less. And I think that his general stage presence was better. My opinion. But I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Okay, so you say, and I knew you were going to say Anthony Hamilton. Yali C says, hands down, Anthony. Like, hands down. Like, you don't even think it was close. Did Musiq Soulchild sound really bad? Now, listen, let me say this. I'm not hating on Musiq Soulchild. All right? Every time I have had a chance to chop it up with Musiq Soulchild, he's been cool. All right, cool dude. But this is just one of those things. Your profession is to sing. When you look at somebody like Mary J. Blige, right? Mary J. Blige, they used to drag Mary J. Blige because of her singing. She's gotten better. Is she the best singer ever in the history of the mic? No. But she has that emotion. She has that feeling. She's going to do a thing. She's going to hit the notes. She's going to hit the notes that she needs to hit, and she's not going to lean on the crowd to do it. Mary J. Blige I'm talking about. Speaking of Mary J. Blige, she has a new album out. And on the heels of that Super Bowl performance, I definitely am excited to check it out. Snoop also dropped the album on Friday, which is fire. Fire. Rodney Smith says it's really not a winner. Rodney Smith, I'm feeling you on that, because I did not stop watching this battle and walk away with there was a real winner vibe. Like I didn't feel like that either. I felt almost like we survived. I feel like we survived. We survived through it. We got to hear some songs. It's like going to a party where the DJ can't DJ that good, but he can't blend the songs, but he did play some good records, right? But it was a train wreck. The transitions were horrible. There was space, there were gaps in the music where there was no songs playing, and then the song came on. That's what I feel like, right? So in that instance, was the party actually good? I don't know. But I mean, they did play all the hits. Right? They played all the hits. And I'm looking at social media right now. I'm on Twitter and looking at, a lot of folks are still talking about this pay thing. Like, they are not trying to pay. Rodney Smith says it's a celebration for the artist. I agree with that. Now, if the artists are about their business, they use this platform, the VERZUZ platform, as a springboard to push whatever they got. This is going to be a bump for their streams. This is going to be a bump for folks to see their performances. This is going to be a bump for merch. This is going to be an overall boost in, visibility for said artists. And they should use it to springboard. Who do you want to see next? Who's some other competitions that we need to see? This is not even one that I even thought about. I mean, when they said that's okay, that makes sense. I get that. I get that. Yali C says, I absolutely love music, but he got off key. And then he tried to oversing. He started to add a bunch of runs, and I think he felt like he needed to try to make up for some of his missteps. I think you are on to something there. Yes, usually these extra runs are covering up something. And those were, not runs that were obviously done on the actual record. I guess he was trying to flex a little bit, and he did his thing a few times, right? He had moments. But all in all, if you are a record company and he comes in your office and you say, go ahead, sing, let me hear what you got. Are you signing? Are you signing him after that? I don't know. Like I say, shout out to the whole Philly crew. He's out of that Philly crew. And there was a neo soul movement in the late 90s that, was mixed with that poetry element and live bands, small venues. And he comes out of that movement. And when he's in that zone, doing his poetry and a little bit of rapping mixed with singing, that is his lane. That is his lane right there. When he's in that lane, he's good. When he tries to get actually in that R&B lane, because he's not a church singer. That's not what his background is. But when he's in his zone, you know what I mean? When he's in his zone, the best thing of this VERZUZ was, okay, the DJs was rocking. I ain't gonna lie. DJs was rocking. I've seen both of these artists live before, not VERZUZ, but out live. And, they sounded better. Rodney Smith says the same thing. I've seen both of them in concert. They sounded much better than tonight. Yeah, I agree. I have seen them now. I will say this. This was early on. It was like 20 years ago. I saw both of them. They're like 18 years ago. And, so that could be something there too. I don't know. But, right. Okay, so Rodney Smith, I'm going in the comment section here. The Black Lily with Jill Scott and the Roots. I'm from Philly. Exactly. So Rodney Smith is from Philly, so he knows what I'm talking about. Yes, the Roots, that whole movement. I used to go up to Philly a lot, actually. And that whole movement, you had that late 90s. When we talk about the Roots, that mid 90s, late 90s vibe. Oh, it was a good time, and we got some great songs, and we heard some great music tonight. No doubt about it. We heard some great music tonight. And one of those, we were talking about verses that were home. Right now, if we could have got that Jill Scott, Erykah Badu live, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I would have loved to have gotten live. Those two ladies. Whoa, that would have been amazing. But we got what we got, and like I said, I don't want people to be disappointed from the standpoint of we heard great songs, and you saw the artists who sing those songs, and that part is good, but some of that I don't know. When you see an artist that is exposed, does that help? Does that hurt? So we see some of the old time cats that used to hit the notes. I've seen some singers that back in their day they could hit them notes, and we talk about Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey can't hit all the notes that she used to hit back in her prime. She can't hit those notes anymore. We saw Whitney Houston towards the end of her career. There were some notes that she couldn't hit, and we've seen that. You see that. These guys are relatively young, though. They should still be able to hit all of the notes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who won the battle? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, of course, on Fire Television, onfiretelevision.com, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I am here on YouTube, also on firetelevision.com. You can check us out there. Got a couple of things I need to get out of the way. And say this, of course, On Fire Television is an interactive streaming channel dedicated to people of color. I'm going to talk about it, whether it's news, movies, documentaries, music, or podcasts. onfiretelevision.com is where you go. You want to support the Diamond K Show and this digital network, head on over to onfiretelevision.com. You can sponsor an episode of the Diamond K Show for as little as $50. Speaking of sponsors, Diamond K Show tonight brought to you in part by jstoverbeauty.com. I want to talk directly to my ladies out there. If you are looking for those must-have beauty products, look no further. jstoverbeauty.com has quality wigs, Indian hair extensions, virgin hair extensions, professional hair care products, edge control, flat iron mist, mink eyelashes, satin wig bags, wax sticks, lace concealer, and so much more. jstoverbeauty.com on Instagram, JStover Beauty LLC on Facebook. So, Musiq Soulchild, Anthony Hamilton, who won the battle? Now, I was chatting with some Musiq Soulchild fans who just said that he just ripped it, he did his thing, and he won the battle hands down. Okay, I mean, now they're diehard fans. So, of course, in their eyes, he can do no wrong. Right? He can do no wrong. The Diamond K Show also sponsored by Tasty Moscato. If you could pour sexy into a glass, this would be it. This smooth, seductive Moscato wine blended with vanilla takes your palate to a whole nother level of taste me. Unlike most, Tasty Moscato can be deliciously paired with a variety of meats, cheeses, veggies, as well as desserts. It's the sweet taste of luxury that you've been craving. It is Tasty Moscato. They are on all social media, Tasty Moscato. Wow. Okay. Make sure that you check out any episodes that you missed of the Diamond K Show, WRF Radio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, YouTube.com/DJ Diamond K. Of course, we are very excited about the WRF Radio app. Shout out to the good folks over there at WRF Radio. Take a moment to download their app, the WRF Radio app in the App Store. Leave me a comment. You can scroll your timeline, attend a Zoom meeting on mute, do some online shopping, all while listening to the Diamond K Show. Now, I got to say this. VERZUZ is an excellent idea, right? It birthed from the pandemic, folks being home. That essence has changed with the sale of it, obviously, to Trilla. And it has become a concert series. It has become a concert series. So we're expecting a good show. The bar has been raised very high now. Philly will always ride with Philly. So Rodney Smith, without saying anything else, I guess that you're saying that Musiq Soulchild hands down did his thing. People have to remember they're from two different eras of music. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. You're saying, Rodney is saying that Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild are from two different eras of music. Now, eh, I don't know. Okay, so Musiq Soulchild is 44, 44 years old. And okay, so I don't know. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely neo soul. He's on Def Jam, Def Soul rather. He's on Atlantic, E1, born in Philly. He was raised a strict Muslim. And if you remember, I remember the whole Def Jam era. So we're talking about 98, signed to Def Soul, which was the if you remember, that was the R&B division of Def Jam, Universal. So released his debut album in 2000. So they signed him late 98, and the lead single was Just Friends. Big record. Big record, Just Friends. And the second single was Love. Love was on the Hot 100 Billboard for 22 weeks. 22 weeks. That was a massive, massive record. Love. Second album, a couple years later, 2002, Just Listen, debuted at number one. It is a platinum album, right? It also debuted at number one on the R&B hip hop albums. Singles of that, now they were top 10. See, he had some top 10 singles off of that. Half Crazy, Don't Change. 03, he released Soul Star, which is a gold album. And switched over to Atlantic 2006 to 2012. So first album drops in 2000, right? First album drops in 2000. And Musiq Soulchild lives in Atlanta, by the way. And so, but you know, he's a Philly guy, but he lives in ATL. So he drops that album then, and now, so we're talking about Anthony Hamilton. I mean, we're pulling up this history because we're really going to compare these artists. We're gonna compare these artists, right? So Anthony Hamilton is a little bit older. He's 51. He doesn't look black. Don't crack. He doesn't look 51. Looks good, right? So Musiq Soulchild's debut album comes out in 2000. And Anthony Hamilton, if you remember, really, you know, the Nappy Roots song. Shout out to Nappy Roots. Nappy Roots came past my record store. I guess it had to be 03, pushing that first album. And I had a chance to meet Anthony Hamilton back then. But you know, he really was introduced to the mainstream artist by way of Nappy Roots in 2002. Single Po Folks, which was a Grammy nominated rap R&B collaboration in 2003. And so that is from that Watermelon Chicken and Grits album, for those that remember that. So they followed up with other collaborations and all of that. Anthony Hamilton featured on that smash record. I'm gonna call it smash record by Jadakiss. Was also nominated for a Grammy. The Y featured on some Tupac remixes. You know, they did this remix album of Tupac way after he passed away. But of course, Anthony Hamilton really rose to fame from his album Coming From Where I'm From in 2003. That had the Charlene on there, nominated for 17 Grammy Awards. Also, it was interesting that Jack Thriller mentioned that Anthony Hamilton was dressed like Django Unchained, and Anthony Hamilton has a song on the Django Unchained soundtrack. For those checking for that, yeah, he also has six. He has six sons. Right? How about that? He has six sons. All right. So here's the thing. First albums come out within a couple of years of each other. So I'm gonna. They got it. They're from the same era. They're from the same era. I think this was a good matchup. On paper, like I said, on paper, this makes sense, right? On paper, this makes sense. And sonically, if I put my DJ ears on, their songs, it made sense, right? It made sense. Music's hits was from 2000. Anthony's hits was when? What are you saying? Rodney, are you saying that Anthony Hamilton does not have any hits? He has hits. He has hits. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Musiq Soulchild has a better catalog to me. He has more fun records to me. But when it comes down to it, did Musiq Soulchild perform those hits? Did he? I don't know. Just Things That Nerds Do on YouTube says, I think Musiq had more hits, but Anthony had a better performance. I agree with that. I agree with that. Musiq had more hits, but Anthony had a better performance. I think that sums it up to me. Now, like I said, shout out to my Philly folks, Philly all day and all of that. But I don't know, Philly. Philly might gotta hold this L. Philly might gotta hold this L today. Because it is also about the performance. So let's look at some of these. I'm trying to look at some of these hits. Okay, so Soul Train Awards, Image Awards, Grammy Awards, Critic Choice Award, BET Awards. Okay. Anthony Hamilton, like I said, that new album, his latest album, Love Is the New Black, that is out there. Pick that up, stream that, all of that. But I mean, I'm not going to make any excuses here. Musiq Soulchild does have a better catalog. He does. But live, you saw it. Who you gonna roll your who you gonna spend your money on? Which one would you go see? Rodney Smith says, no, he have hits. I think Anthony is more soulful. Okay. I agree with that. Definitely more soulful. He's got that voice. He's got that voice. He definitely has that voice. But Musiq Soulchild, as I said, good guy, and he has a great catalog of records. Man, that early 2000s, you know what I mean? 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a good time. That was like the tail end of the 90s. The 90s was like a big party. And then that early 2000s came, and for some, I don't know, after I guess 05, like things just switched. Things just switched from sonically. I just seen Musiq at the Met in Philly last night. Okay. All right. What was Monday? Okay, you said it was Monday. You saw Monday. I mean, last night was Monday. All right. That's what's up. What was your experience like? Was he acting Hollywood on you, or was he cool, and was he approachable? Definitely shout out to both of them. Shout out to the whole VERZUZ team and all of that. Kanye going crazy, of course. Um, that is, you know, Kanye. Talk about Kanye for a minute. Kanye's all over the place. And if any of you have lost, whoever you were dating, right? You had a breakup and you wanted the person back, right? You wanted the person back. The way that Kanye is acting, this is not how, if you wanted the girl back, Kim K, I'm talking about. You want Kim K back, this is not how you do it. I mean, somebody needs to take this dude's phone. This is not how you do it. So now he's apologizing and he's taking accountability for sharing texts, the text from Kim, his estranged wife, soon to be his ex-wife. But he's still sharing the post. Now, I know you're saying it's Kardashian. It's one of the Kardashians. They want everything in public, right? She doesn't want this in public. Maybe she's maturing. Maybe she realizes that marrying Kanye was a bit crazy. So Kanye continuing to share posts on Instagram after sharing text from his estranged wife, Kim K. She told him to stop harassing her boyfriend, who is Pete Davidson, which is crazy. Oh, but hey, so he deleted his previous post. Kanye wrote that I've learned that using all caps makes people feel like I'm screaming at them. He's been doing this for so long. Finally, he's listening. I'm working on my communication. You need to work on a lot of things, Kanye. I can benefit from a team of creative professionals, organizers, mobilizers, and community leaders. Kanye is so extra. So extra. Man, Kanye is extra. But he added that he thanks everybody for supporting him. I know sharing screenshots was jarring and came off as harassing Kim. I take accountability. I'm still learning in real time. I don't have all the answers. Okay, I'm laughing because does anybody remember? You ain't got the answers, Sway. So anytime Kanye says the word answers, I go back there. To be a good leader is to be a good listener. Is Kanye insinuating that he's a good leader? Ye then followed up with a captionless post, which featured a photo of a sign that reads in all caps, "Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children and start asking mothers why they had to fight at all." Kanye, man, you're not coming off as stable. You're not coming off as stable. Kanye took to IG last night to tell fans not to do anything to physically harm Kim Kardashian's new boyfriend, Pete Davidson. Dang, that's crazy. He shared a text that are allegedly from Kim Kardashian, which read, "You are creating a dangerous and scary environment for someone will hurt Pete, and this will be all your fault," Kanye says. Kanye then stated that he would handle the situation himself. What are you going to do, Kanye? What if Pete beat up Kanye? That would be crazy. Oh my God. Okay, so he shared a screenshot of the scene from Baby Boy where Vin Raines playing Melvin has Tyrese, who's Jody, in a headlock. He shared that, I guess. So he's trying to say he's going to put Pete in a headlock. Kanye shared another portion of the text thread where Kim Kardashian appears to be expressing how bad things can get as a result of his one-sided feud with her comedian boyfriend. Pete Davidson is not threatening to anybody. He didn't have this energy for 50 Cent when 50 Cent he's going back 50 Cent. I mean, he didn't have this kind of, I guess he had this energy for Drake. Kanye is really weird like that. Super talented, super weird. I will always do everything to protect you and our family forever. Ye allegedly responded. And I listened to you and told everyone to make sure nothing physical happens to Skeet. I guess he means Pete, but he called him Skeet. Now, Kim, of course, was not happy with those text messages, wasn't pleased about him making the conversation public. Now, and why would she be happy with that? Why can't you keep any of our conversations private? She asked. Kanye said, "Cuz I got a text from my favorite person in the world. I'm your number one fan. Why wouldn't I tell everyone?" Kanye, this is the reason. Well, it's not the only reason, but this is one of the reasons why things aren't going your way. And we're watching Kanye, right? We're watching this train wreck because it's like when you hear a car screech the brakes outside and you're waiting to hear the crash. You're kind of waiting. Oh, you didn't hear nothing. Okay, good. This is a train wreck. This is a train wreck. But Kanye taking accountability for, I don't know, harassing Kim Kardashian on Instagram. Sean King, the activist, calls Kanye West abusive after posting a photo of Kim Kardashian. Sean King says that Kanye is harassing her. He has crossed a very dangerous line that I personally find problematic and is common with abusive men. Okay. He is calling this out. So those that know, Sean King is a justice activist, definitely vocal on social media, but he's also in the fight. So he took to Instagram to really address some of Kanye West's recent behavior towards his soon-to-be ex-wife and Pete Davidson. So I didn't look at it from that aspect that Sean King is referencing, but there is something to that. He had a very lengthy IG post, Sean King, explaining exactly why he believes Kanye is teetering on the realm of being abusive. Teetering. Sean King is labeling Kanye West's behavior as very problematic. Problematic. So when you look at, Kanye is not stable. He goes from extremes, highs, lows. There are children involved. We see him wearing full masks in public, covering eyes, mouth, nose, everything in 80-degree weather. That's not normal. It's not normal. He was outside. Problematic, Sean King says. He even made comparisons between West and Donald Trump. Now, I will say this: Kanye West enjoys that comparison. If you're trying to get him to stop doing something, telling him that he reminds you of Donald Trump that's not the way to do it. He loves that. Sean King points out what he thinks is toxic. Gospel, pro-black statement, followed by toxic, violent innuendo and memes and weirdness, rinse and repeat. That is what's happening. That is what's happening. So Sean King brought up some great points. Kanye West has crossed a line into abuse. And here's the thing, he's a brilliant artist, and sometimes he says smart shit. He makes good music, but he has crossed a dangerous line that I personally find problematic and is common in abusive men. Let me explain it because this whole situation is a landmine, he says. Kim and Kanye are separated, and Kim has filed for divorce. This is true. Kanye has openly and publicly dated multiple women, including over the past month, while he has repeatedly threatened violence against a man Kim has seen. This is true. And threatened the careers and names and reputations of good men and women connected to that man. This is true. Kanye West has done these things, but because he is a great producer and a great artist, these things are overlooked. Sean King has brought up some good points, all in the name of his family. But none of this helps Kanye's family. Oh, Sean King is on here preaching. And so Kim literally texted him to tell him he has started to create a physically dangerous situation for them. And he posts the text with another meme of physical violence. So when you look at things individually, they may not seem that serious. But when you look at the totality of these things, and thanks to Sean King for highlighting some of these things and kind of getting us to look at this from a serious point. Let me tell you, the only other famous person I know that does this is Donald Trump. Now, Kanye West, as he said, loves Donald Trump and thinks Trump's the man and all of that. He's going to look at this and say, well, Trump did it. Trump's the president. Maybe I could become the president. I mean, I just don't know if that is going to be enough to help Kanye see the error in his ways. Who memed about violence over and over and alluded to it over and over until people got violent? Talking about, obviously, January 6th, right? It's not funny. It's definitely not funny. And true, someone could get hurt. The root of all of this is what? With Kanye? Extreme narcissism and his admitted problems with mental health. At the root, that's what it is at the root. I mean, we can make excuses for Kanye. His mother passed. This happened, that happened. We can make excuses all day. Extreme narcissist. Points to something smart, something pro-black in between his dates with white women. On one hand, he says something. On the other hand, he does something else. Complete contradiction. Kanye West pro-black, right? He wants to say a Black Future Month while he's going out with this white girl. And it's nothing wrong with going out with the white girl. I've banged 5 myself, but that was years ago. And I'm not sending these mixed signals, these mixed messages that Kanye West is doing. The smart pro-black statement then buys him some time and grace for people to deal with his toxic nature. Sean King, shout out to Sean King. He's broken this whole thing down. I have to say that I agree with everything that Sean King is saying in reference to Kanye West. Then he'll have people sing a gospel song. Of course, Kanye's all over the place. Sean King is laying out a narrative that Kanye knows exactly what he's doing. He'll then post and delete veiled threats at Kim. He does. He does that. Is Kanye West abusive, mentally abusive, physically abusive? I don't know. But this is something that we need to look at more serious. We need to stop making excuses for Kanye West's behavior because his mother, unfortunately, is no longer with us. That is not an excuse for this behavior. Continues, then he'll go live saying people don't want him to see his kids while ignoring the fact that he is so manic and unpredictable that anybody would be concerned about having him around. This pulls at the heartstrings of all of us who fight for Black fathers, but ignores troubling warning signs. Oh, wow. This is all facts. We know people like this. And then they'll cry and talk about the kids, wanting to see their kids. But this type of behavior is problematic. It's definitely not funny. It's definitely not funny. Then rinse and repeat gospel pro-Black statement followed by toxic behavior, violent innuendos and memes and weirdness, rinse and repeat. This is what Kanye West is doing. Sean King has outlined and laid out that whole thing. Man. Yeah, that is that's what's happening in that world. We're going to see. I don't think that Kim is going to get back with Kanye. She would be crazy. She would be crazy to do that. She would be crazy. And I don't think she's crazy. I don't think she's crazy at all. Julia Fox claims that Kanye wanted her to speak publicly about their relationship. That's the white girl that he has been parading around with, Kanye. So they've broken up. And yesterday, she hit back at an article from the Daily Mail that claimed that she was crying in an airport following the breakup. She shared a screenshot of the headline along with the caption, at Daily Mail, y'all are straight trash. I haven't cried since 1997, and I especially wouldn't cry over this. If anything, I've been laughing more than before. And if I look like shit, it's because I got out a Terminal 1 and ran on foot to Terminal 7 because I was late for a plane to go see the only men that matter to me, which is my son and my dad. She later clarified her statement in a lengthy post. This is now Kanye's ex-girlfriend, not to be confused with Kim Kardashian. She denied crying about Kanye. And she also stated that she's always been a hustler. The actress then stated that she came up while dating Kanye. This is true. And that she added that they're on good terms. I have love for him, but I wasn't in love with the man. Jesus Christ. What do you guys think? I'm 12 years old. After releasing that statement, Julia responded to an Instagram user claiming that she was desperate for attention. If she's desperate for attention, what is Kanye? Goodness gracious. So somebody on IG told her, how dare she speak publicly about dating Kanye? Julia claimed that Kanye wanted her to speak openly about the relationship to the media, which fuels speculation that he was just dating her to make Kim jealous. There's definitely something to that. Is it working? I don't think so. I don't think that she's worried about him. Kanye needs to worry about getting Kanye together because he is all over the place. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at On Fire Television. Azalea Banks calling out Kanye West, claims that that he owes her money. Run that money. Rodney Smith comment section says that he is a DJ in Philly, but he took his lady to the show. Okay, shout out to you. Kanye hasn't been right since his mother passed. Yeah, that may be true. That may be true. I don't know. He's definitely been on a downward spiral since then. But with the passing of his mother and also prayers and love and strength and all that goes out to Tyrese and his family. Tyrese's mother passing from COVID-related pneumonia yesterday. So definitely, we want to send our thoughts and prayers out to Tyrese, the Gibson family, and friends, and all of that on the recent passing of Tyrese's mother. So this has been fun. Of course, we talked initially about VERZUZ, Anthony Hamilton, Musiq Soulchild, which went down tonight in LA. Shout out to the good folks over at VERZUZ. Kanye continues talking about downward spiral. Kanye all over the place. He's got a new album coming out, Donda 2. That's interesting. And we're going to end up checking it out. We're going to end up listening to it. It's probably going to be some songs on there that are good. But we're going to keep an eye out on this behavior. Kanye will leak anything. So I'm sure that Kim knows that she's trying to do this the best that she can do. But it's a lot. Dealing with Kanye West is a lot. Is a lot. All right. So I'm going to be back 8 a.m., 8 p.m. live, of course. You can always check us out anywhere you get your podcast. You can just search The Diamond K Show. Of course, on YouTube, search The Diamond K Show or youtube.com/DJ Diamond K, the WRF Radio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, of course, onfiretelevision.com. Man, it's been a very eventful day. We have a lot of things coming up here. I'm going to be making some big announcements in the next, probably 2 days. We have some big announcements, some new programs coming that I'm excited about, and we're going to keep you guys posted. Make sure you follow us on social media. I definitely like to know if I say that Anthony Hamilton won the battle, that he was a better performer that night, and that Musiq Soulchild has better songs. That's what I say about this. But I'm definitely interested to hear what folks have to say. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Let me know your thoughts. I will see you guys later.